fundamentally, we need control mechanisms that are in the language and using the mechanisms of human communication, right? I mean, some people say, oh, well, we'll have AI models that are specialized for safety that can monitor and restrict the behavior of AI models, and that'll be sufficient. But that just regresses the problem to, well, who's watching the safety AIs? And so that is another core safety requirement, is that we have to force AIs to communicate with other AIs in a symbolic language that we understand. If they just communicate in vector space, we're always going to be at the mercy of compressing their vector to vector space into a set of words that we feel we can hold accountable, right? And so this is a critical question, like what is the AI to AI communication protocol which allows us to remain in the loop and on the loop, right? Authorizing activity, but also monitoring, semi-autonomous communication too. And that does mean, just to state the obvious, that we will be limiting ourselves from performance maximization, because it's probably true that vector to vector communication is going to be more efficient, whereas, humans are limited by language. But that would be a perfect example of humanist superintelligence. You'll be saying we're going to forego efficiency or performance or some improved capability because we're going to prioritize safety. And safety means human understandable, human interpretable, rigid guidelines. And that's a very tough trade-off, because in the history of humanity, we haven't had to do that. The story of our species has been infinitely unlocking capability in science and technology, and just inventing more and more and more and putting it out there without restriction and without guardrail, really, very little. Whereas now, in the next 50 years, we're going to have to think about, what potential performance gains we might leave on the table to adopt a more precautionary approach.